Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. This is Ms. Carlson, your friendly English teacher, coming at you. Thought I would record a video tutorial because I am getting far more emails this year with students running into snags about getting a library card than I did last year. I'm not even going to hypothesize about why that's true, but I'm hoping this tutorial will lead at least a few of you to where you need to be. If you're still hitting snags, we can meet. But with 200 students, I've got to limit that a little bit. So let's hope some students are helped by this video tutorial. So in the Nearpod lesson 2.6, no, yes, 2.6, where you are supposed to give me pictures of your library card. I can't remember what slide I'm on here, but this is one of the slides in that lesson. And it says you recently completed assignments which asked which community library you belong to based on where you live. You also showed your teacher the website for your library and what is entailed in getting a library card of your own. Now, I want to say it's ideal to get an actual card, right? To go into the library and apply for an actual physical card. That would be ideal. However, I'm hearing from some students that that isn't possible. Well, I did say in the Nearpod lesson, and maybe you missed it, but in the lesson, it does say, let's see. Well, yeah, it was actually the very first slide of this lesson. As part of this project, you'll be taking a trip to your local library. Here's where I think some of the students miss this, either in person or virtually, to get your own library card and begin using it. Y'all, we're in a very virtual world, and so many things can be done online. And the standard, or one of the standards that we're working on for this particular lesson, is conducting short as well as more sustained research projects to answer a question. A lot of students aren't doing the research part of this. It sometimes is going to involve some digging and some clicking around in your library's website to be able to find out what you need. So using research skills is a very important life lesson, and it's part of the standard that you are trying to meet for this lesson, as well as integrating multiple sources of information. In this case, you are giving me photographs of your library card. So there is a link in here on this slide. It says click here. I've taken this link that you can get here, and I've put it under announcements. And the site that it's going to bring you to is called getyourlibrarycard.org. And this makes it so nifty to get a library card. For the sake of this tutorial, I'm going to say that I live in Milwaukee County. A lot of my students live in Milwaukee. And then try to figure out if you can. I don't know how imperative it is, but try to figure out if you can, which one would be closest to you physically to your zip code. Again, for the purposes of this video tutorial, I'm going to say that I'm closest to the Wauwatosa Public Library. And holy cow, look at how colorful Wauwatosa's library site is. That looks really cool. I think they're books. I don't know, maybe not. Maybe I just want them to be books. Anyway, now here's where the research comes in too, right? I think I have a lot of students who just aren't clicking in and seeing what's going on inside the site. You got to look around a little bit to find what you need. It's got hours, events, ask us, meeting rooms, support the library, log into my account. Up here, it's got catalog, digital library, kids, teens, adults. I want to. This is kind of looking like what I want, because what I want is I want to, oh, look at my eye caught this. I want to apply for a library card. I don't have one right now. So I click on this, and it's going to ask me for some information. You're not going to be able to just check out materials without providing some information, right? You can't just be anybody. So you're going to fill in your first and last name, your address, the city you live in, phone number, email, birth date. Yep. I mean, that's just kind of part of becoming an adult and applying for a Milwaukee Public Library card. So I would like to get news and information from, and I would click Wauwatosa there. And then I'm going to click submit. And of course, it's not going to let me because I didn't fill any of that in. But this is what you're going to do. Now, I don't know if it's going to let me do anything because I don't live in Milwaukee County. So I'm going to leave that to you. But this is what you're going to do. And it says, get an e-library card here. If you are a Milwaukee County resident, you can fill out this online form to register. This temporary account can be upgraded to a full service library card by stopping into your closest community library. For the purposes of this assignment, getting the temporary one is fine. And then if at some later date you are able to go into the physical library, bring 2 forms of ID, one with your photo, the other with your current address, like a utility bill or tax returns or something that's got your current address on it, just proving that you live in that county and that city. Here's a list of acceptable forms of ID that they'll take. And none of you are under 16, so you don't need to bring a parent or guardian. And then Shorewood Public Library offers an online library card form to register for full service library cards. So that's pretty cool. Once you've registered your new account, you can start placing holds immediately. That's really cool. You can check out things digitally. Your temporary account also gets you access to our online digital resources. For assignment 2.9, for the Libby scavenger hunt, you need those online digital resources, right? So that's what you're going to do. Once you upgrade to that full service card, you're going to be able to check out physical things. You're going to walk out with a video game in your hand from any Milwaukee Public Library. But for now, for the sake of this class and this assignment, a temporary card is just fine. I hope this clears some things up. One last thing I want to say is if your library that you click into doesn't seem to be this user-friendly, there's always a contact us button in every place I've looked. And you can either send them an email, or I would suggest, I know this is something that we just don't do nowadays, but give them a call. Call the library and say, hey, I'm in this class and they want me to at least get a temporary library card. How do I go about doing that for your library? And then the librarians, I've never talked to a librarian that hasn't been 100% helpful. And they will lead you exactly to what you need to do to get at least a temporary card. If they say come on in with 2 forms of ID and you aren't able to do that, tell the librarian that. They're not going to judge you. Just say, hey, for some, XYZ reasons, I actually can't come into the physical library right now. Can you help me get a temporary card? And so, contact us, just get the library card or get the library's phone number. All right. And to do that, you're probably, for this one, going to have to go to the different library locations and find their phone number. So Brown Deer, Bayview, Capitol, Cudahy, like this. No, if you live in a different county, you're going to have to search a little bit to get the library's phone number. If you still get stuck, if you still are hitting snags, please reach out to me via email, and I will do my very, very best to help you out. And this is really an important mission for me, as you can probably tell. And I really don't like to hear I can't phrases. Let's find out a way to complete our mission. Thank you again so much. And I'm so excited for you to have your very own library card. Congratulations. Once you do get an e-card, by the way, you obviously aren't going to have a copy of the front and back. So just get me a copy of, take a snip of the screen that shows that you successfully signed up and have a temporary number. And that will allow you to get into the Libby app as well. And I want it to be in your name, please, because this is part of a milestone for you going into life post high school. Again, thank you so much for participating. Talk to you later.